How are you guys today? Welcome back to Civilian Tactical. Boy, do I have a story for you guys. You guys are not going to believe this. I'm going to try to do this all in a one take, make it as quick as possible without talking your ear off. But I went through the ringer a couple weeks ago, and I'm ready to share this with you. So, first of all, let me just say that everything is dropped. I still have a clean record. I am not a felon. Everything's dropped, but I just want to go over my story with you guys. So, a few weeks ago, I made this rifle right here. This is an 80% lower AR-15, chambered in 5.56, 16-inch barrel. I use this for coyote hunting up in my mountain house. There is no serial numbers on this rifle because it was built from literally nothing. I had to piece every part that you see on this rifle together. And yes, it does function beautifully. So, I am leaving my mountain house. We have a lot of land on this where this house is at, and I bring a lot of firearms with me because we do a lot of hunting, we do a lot of shooting, and it's just a blast to be out there. When I say freedom land, that is the prime definition of this place. I mean, you could just do whatever you want. So, I am leaving the compound, and I am about 20 minutes out. It's an hour and a half to get home to my main residence. And I get pulled over, right? So, I get pulled over, and I have 2 pistols with me and 2 rifles in my rifle bag. So as soon as the police officer pulls me over, I say, "Sir, I didn't grab the pistol, but the pistol was in eye's view of the officer, and it was sitting on my dash, and I had both pistols sitting on the dash." And I said, "Sir, with 2 hands on the wheel, my pistols are right here." He goes, "Okay." So as he's running my information, another officer comes to the other side of my window, and he asks me if he can run the serial numbers on these pistols. And I say, absolutely, because I know they're all clean. So he comes back, okay, and he tells me to get out of the car and put my hands behind my back because one of this pistol has been reported stolen, okay? And I'm going to get to that here in a second. So as they have me in the back of the cop car, they go through my rifle bag, and then they find this. And they're looking, I could see them looking for the serial numbers, and they can't find the serial numbers because there isn't any. So, this is a P80, which is also an unserialized lower. I had to mill it and put all the parts in and do all that stuff. But there is serial numbers on this, and it's from an old barrel from an old Glock. So, I'm trying to think while I'm in the back of this police car, what of mine is stolen? Because I bought all my pistols brand new. And I made one, from scratch. How am I in possession of a stolen pistol? So, about a year ago, I had somebody break into my truck while I was at Lowe's Hardware, and they stole my Glock 19 MOS out of my truck, and I reported it stolen. But that Glock 19 MOS that was stolen from my truck had an aftermarket barrel in it. And I had the OEM barrel still at home. So when I built this Glock, I put the OEM barrel in this Glock because it matched perfectly. Not thinking that the numbers on this pistol, if you ran it, would become reported stolen. But I didn't think it would be an issue because I'm the one who reported it stolen. So, I get to the magistrate's office before I go to the actual jail cell, and the police officer comes out with the most puzzled face. He goes, "I'm so confused," he says, "you're the one who reported your own gun stolen, and I just explained to you what I explained to him, what I explained to you guys. I said, listen, yada yada, I put the barrel on, blah, blah." He goes, "Okay, we're not going to charge you." Listen to this. This is the best part. "We're not going to charge you with possession of a stolen firearm, but we are going to charge you with scratching the serial numbers off of your AR." Okay? And I'm like, sir, before you go any further, I want to let you know I built this AR. It never had serial numbers to begin with. It is perfectly legal in the state of North Carolina. And it is. He has suspicion to believing that I scratched the serial numbers off because of this circle mark right here on the AR. I don't know if you could see it. It's very faint. But there's a little circle mark right here on this AR. And he believes that there was once numbers here that I had scratched off and painted over it. So my charge is scratching the serial numbers off of a rifle, okay? I am so upset because I know I didn't do anything wrong. I'm being falsely arrested, but I'm being 100% professional and not causing a scene because I knew as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to get this fixed, okay? So now, to remind you, this pistol is also in possession of police. They have possession of 2 out of the 4 guns I was pulled over with. They have possession of this because they think I scratched the serial numbers off. And they have possession of this because they thought at one point this was stolen. And obviously they can't give it back to me now because my truck is towed and I'm going to jail. So they can't hand me over my pistol. So he says, when you get out of jail, you can come to the police department and come pick up your pistol, but you cannot pick up this until after your court date. I said, okay, that's fine. So when I went to go pick up my pistol from the police department, after getting bailed out and spending the day with a man named Slim in a cell, $10,000 bond, and I had to pay $1,000 to a bondsman to get me out. You have to pay 10% or whatever to get out. I am new to this because I have never been arrested a day in my life. I follow all the laws when it comes to guns because guns aren't only my Second Amendment right. They are a true hobby of mine. I love firearms. I love everything about training. I love firearms. I love new things that come out. It means so much to me. So to get in trouble over a firearm is it really upsets me because this is literally my life. I love this stuff. So I go to pick up my pistol the following day, and guess who's there? My arresting officer. And when I went to retrieve my pistol, I had a few minutes to speak to this arresting officer, and I said, listen, Captain, or Sergeant, it was a sergeant who arrested me. I said, Sarge, listen. I said, I have something in the truck that will prove my innocence. May I show it to you? He goes, of course, go ahead. Now he has time to talk. Before it was explain that to the judge when I had cuffs on me, but now he has time to talk because I am out civilian doing civilian things. So I showed him this template made by Anderson, okay? And this is the template that I used, okay, to build this, okay? See this thing? To build this AR-15. This is the template. So, like I remember I told you, this circle mark is where he thought the serial numbers were, and that I somehow erased them, scratched them off, and made it look perfect. So I was explaining to him, Sarge, this is the template that I used to make that rifle. I said, those circle marks are from this right here. And he's looking at it, and the rifle wasn't in front of us when we were speaking, obviously. It was in the evidence locker. But Sarge ended up coming to realization that he falsely arrested me. So Sarge said, this is what I'm going to do for you. He said, I want you to email me these photos of this. And if you can email them to me tonight, I will go to the DA tomorrow and show him this, and I will get this dropped for you. Now Sarge believes me. One reason why you have to be professional at all times, because Sarge may have not gave me the opportunity to explain to him why he was wrong, and I would have never got to prove my case until court, and then I would get a lawyer, and it would have just been a shit show, okay? So when I emailed him these photos, I even went as far as taking a measuring tape and measuring the circle mark so he could then go on the rifle, if it was in front of him, and measure it and see that the circle mark that he thought was from scratching the serial numbers off of a rifle was actually just from the template. Now, mind you, this is my first AR I ever built. It's not perfect. It runs perfect and functions great, but I have a couple blemishes, you know, scratch marks and whatnot along this lower that happened, you know, just from milling the damn thing. So, push comes to shove. I get my pistol back. I go home. I email him the photos. I don't hear anything back until about a week ago. And Sarge says, Dean, we got it dropped. Come pick up your rifle. So today I got to pick up my rifle. I got my rifle back. My case is completely dismissed. I am no longer a felon. I didn't get my $1,000 back from my bondsman and the $150 tow fee for getting my truck towed to the yard where they take your stuff away. So I just wanted to share that story with you guys because I couldn't really talk about it because, like I said, I was trying to be professional. I didn't want the police officers to see this video and then say, you know what, I'm not going to help you anymore. I was professional, and then as soon as I got everything dropped and I got my gun back, I'm making this video. Uneducated police officers, and it's really sad. I had a lot of support. I called my mother. She paid the $1,000. I have the money, but what if I didn't have anyone to come bail me out or do anything like that? I would have been stuck in jail till March 29th as an innocent man. And, you know, this says a lot to a lot of people out there, and I got to learn a lot from going through this process. There are a lot of people, I'm sure, sitting in jail for something they didn't do, or he say, she say, and it's really sad. And I had to share my experience with you guys. So, unserialized ARs are completely legal, and that's pretty much it. It was never tampered with, or it never had serial numbers to begin with, and I got to get my rifle back, and everything was dropped. So, hope you guys liked my little adventure that I had to go through, hanging out with Slim in the jail cell and explaining myself to these officers. And let me know in the comments below if you or a buddy have ever been through something like this before. Let me know. I want to hear all about it. I'm sure it's happened before, and stay safe, guys. Make sure you know your gun laws. Always follow the laws. Make sure they have nothing to put on you, because at the end of the day, I'm a free man. I am not a felon, and I get to enjoy doing what I love, and that's firearms. So thank you guys. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.